Picture the first tee on a Saturday morning. You reach into your bag, pull out a sleeve, crack it open. Odds are, what you just teed up was engineered for someone who is not you, not even close to you. The average male golfer carries a handicap of 14.2. TrackMan data puts the average swing speed for that player at around 93 miles per hour. The ball sitting on that tee right now, the one with the Tour logo, the Tour price tag, the Tour player's face on the box, was built for a swing that moves at 115 miles per hour. The mismatch between the player and the ball is documented in launch monitor data from every major testing lab in the sport. It is almost never disclosed at the point of sale. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which balls are costing you distance and strokes based on your handicap, and which 3 are actually built for how you swing. The last ball on this list is the one sitting in more high handicap bags than any other ball in the game right now, and the numbers are damning. You've probably played this one. The Pro V1 is a 3-piece urethane ball built around a high gradient core designed to reduce long game spin and increase distance for players who can fully compress it. The compression rating sits at 87. High compression balls perform best for players with swing speeds over 100 miles per hour, delivering the accuracy, spin control, and consistency the Tour demands. Below that threshold, the core never fully loads. Energy transfer bleeds off at impact. You don't get Tour performance, you get Tour resistance. The most prevalent handicap range for male golfers in the United States is 15 to 19.9, representing 27% of all registered players. That group swings at around 85 to 90 miles per hour on average. The Pro V1 was not built for them. It charges them $55 a dozen anyway. You're not playing a tour ball. You're playing a ball that punishes everyone who isn't on tour. TaylorMade TP5x 5 pieces, compression of 97. The TP5x is TaylorMade's firmest, most complex construction. A ball designed to maximize spin separation, which means high spin around the greens and low spin off the driver, but only when compressed fully by a swing, moving at elite speed. Balls with compression ratings over 90 are considered high compression and are built for faster swing speeds. At 93 miles per hour, where most amateur male golfers actually live, the TP5X doesn't compress cleanly. Instead of reducing driver spin, it increases it. The ball fights your swing rather than working with it. More layers doesn't mean more game. For most golfers, it means more spin they cannot control at $55 a dozen. Callaway built the Chrome Tour X as a direct competitor to the Pro V1x, firmer, higher compression, designed for players who want maximum spin and are fast enough to generate it. The Chrome Tour X is not recommended for players with swing speeds below 110 miles per hour, who may experience distance loss and an overly firm feel. Step into a golf shop and you will find it shelved next to the Chrome Soft, which is built for a completely different player. The packaging looks nearly identical. The compression difference is enormous. A bogey golfer playing the Chrome Tour X loses yards off the tee and loses feel around the greens at the same time. That is the ball that punishes you twice, once on the way out, once on the way back in. Srixon Z-Star XV. The XV designation is not decoration, it stands for Extra Velocity, a signal that this ball was engineered for players already generating tour-level clubhead speed. Low handicappers and big hitters with powerful swings are who this ball affects most. Players with moderate swing speeds would be much better suited to a different Srixon model entirely. A 20 handicapper swinging at 82 miles per hour compresses this ball so poorly that the energy loss from tee to landing is measurable on a launch monitor within the first shot. The distance penalty is real. The control penalty around the greens is real. The ball simply never does what it was designed to do below a swing speed it was never designed to accommodate. The XD in the name stands for Extra Velocity, not yours. Here is something the industry will not print on any of these boxes. Compression ratings are not required disclosures. You have to look them up. Every ball on this list is marketed with imagery of tour professionals, players whose swing speeds place them in the top fraction of 1% of all golfers in the world. Only 1.99% of male registered golfers in the United States are scratch or better. The ball companies know this. The tour imagery runs anyway. The fitting conversation almost never happens at retail. Bridgestone Tour B X. Bridgestone does something almost no other major manufacturer does. They publish a swing speed fitting tool on their own website. Enter your speed and it will tell you which Tour B model you should be playing. The Tour B X comes back as the recommendation only for players swinging above 105 miles per hour. The tool is free. It takes 30 seconds. Most of the golfers playing the Tour B X have never used it. The data has always been there. The brands have never hidden it. They just built the store display so you'd pick up the tour ball first. Vice Pro Plus. Vice built their brand on undercutting Pro V1 pricing while matching tour level compression. The Pro Plus sits at a compression of 95, comparable to the Chrome Tour X and the Z-Star 50, firmer than the standard Pro V1. It is positioned and priced as an accessible premium ball, which is exactly why mid and high handicappers reach for it. For fast swings over 105 miles per hour, lower compression balls produce less ball speed, but that is the only situation where compression this high is a meaningful advantage. Below that speed, the premium compression is simply compression you cannot use. Saving $10 a dozen on the wrong ball is not a deal. It is a more affordable mistake. This is the one. The firmest Titleist produces commercially. Compression of 100. Higher ball flight, more spin. Built for the player who needs to work the ball in both directions and stop it precisely on approach from distances most amateurs never reach in regulation. According to USGA data, only 8.55% of registered male golfers in the United States carry a handicap below 5. The Pro V1x was built for that group, and for the tour professionals above them. The most common handicap range in America is 15 to 19.9. You do the math on that gap. It is the best-selling premium golf ball variant in the country. A ball engineered for fewer than 9 in every 100 golfers became what nearly everyone is playing. That did not happen because of performance data. It happened because of 60 years of tour marketing, a logo that signals status, and a retail environment where nobody asks what your swing speed is before handing you a sleeve. The three that are actually built for you. The Callaway Supersoft carries an ultra-low compression of 38, making it ideal for golfers with moderate swing speeds at around $22 per dozen. If you are carrying a handicap above 15, this ball is doing more work for your swing than anything on the list above it. The Titleist Tour Soft and the Callaway Chrome Soft are strong options for mid-hand fit golfers with swing speeds between 85 and 100 miles per hour, offering a balance of distance and greenside control that tour compression balls simply cannot deliver at those speeds. The Chrome Soft runs around $45 a dozen. The Tour Soft is $34. Neither has a tour player on the box. Both will outperform a Pro V1 in your hands. If you are a single-digit handicap swinging above 100 miles per hour, the Pro V1 is legitimate. Bridgestone's Tour B RX is built specifically for the 85 to 105 miles per hour window, and is one of the most under-discussed balls in the game. You pull that ball out on the first tee every week. You chose it because someone fast enough to be on television plays it. The compression data, the swing speed matching, the launch monitor numbers. None of it was on the shelf next to the price tag. The industry built a system where the most visible ball is the one most golfers should never be playing. The average male handicap in the United States is 14.2. The golf ball built for that golfer costs half as much and sits 3 shelves down from the one everyone's buying. 7 brands, every one of them famous. Every one of them sitting in amateur bags right now. And according to 2025 independent robot testing, the most comprehensive ball test ever conducted, every one of them is failing the golfer playing it in at least one critical performance category they have never been told about. The betrayal is not the price, it is the gap between what the brand name promises and what the data proves. Here's what the robot found. The Titleist logo carries a promise. Premium construction, tour-level performance, the brand that owns the tour market. The Velocity wears that logo and charges you for it. The robot test delivered a different verdict. In the 2025 MyGolfSpy ball test, the Titleist Velocity produced some of the lowest wedge spin numbers in the entire 62 ball field, roughly 1/3 of the TaylorMade TP5 at the 35-yard wedge distance. 1/3. At 35 yards, the TP5 generated 6,026 revolutions per minute of backspin. The Velocity produced 2,058. On chip and pitch shots, it launches high and releases forward with almost no ability to check. MyGolfSpy described it plainly. It runs out with no chance to stop. The Velocity has a firm ionomer cover, not urethane. That is the source of the problem. Ionomer covers cannot generate the groove friction that produces greenside spin. The 2025 test confirmed that not a single ionomer ball in the entire 62 ball field could deliver competitive greenside spin rates. The Velocity is the worst of them. Golfers buying this ball see a Titleist logo and assume tour performance. What they get is one of the lowest spinning balls in the test at a price point that implies the opposite. If you want distance and do not care about stopping the ball on the green, it is functional. If you expect the Titleist name to deliver complete performance, you will be disappointed every time your ball rolls 10 feet past the flag. Callaway Supersoft. The name is the marketing. Soft sounds forgiving. Soft sounds like it will feel good and perform well across the bag. The 2025 MyGolfSpy test found something specific and damaging. The Supersoft was long off irons at mid-swing speed, but that distance came from low spin and bounce, not carry. It produced exceptionally low spin rates across every club in the test. MyGolfSpy's verdict. If you buy the Supersoft thinking it is a complete ball, the flat trajectory and lack of spin will disappoint you every time you need a shot to check up. The ball will not hold greens. Chips will not stop. The greenside performance you expect from a Callaway ball at this price is not in this model. The Supersoft fits one specific player, someone who prioritizes softer feel and minimizing side spin off the tee, and genuinely does not need greenside spin. The problem is that is not who Callaway markets it to. The marketing says soft and complete, the data says soft and slow with no short game. TaylorMade SpeedSoft lives up to its name off the tee. Ultra-low compression launches the ball easily. The speed is real in the driver distance numbers. Then you get to the wedge. The SpeedSoft's ultra-low compression dampens groove friction on partial swings, the exact shots that separate average golfers from good ones. The result is a ball that rolls out far more than most golfers expect on pitch shots and chips around the green. MyGolfSpy placed it among the lowest greenside spin performers in the 2025 test field, alongside the Velocity and the Supersoft. The SpeedSoft is a distance ball sold as a complete performance option. The name implies both speed and soft greenside feel. The independent data confirms speed. The greenside feel does not translate to spin. If you are losing strokes around the green and playing a SpeedSoft, the ball is part of the problem. Pinnacle Soft. In the Today's Golfer 2025 robot test across 62 models, the Pinnacle Soft finished last. Not near the bottom. Last. It was the shortest ball in the entire test, nearly 10 yards shorter off the driver than the Callaway Chrome Tour at average swing speeds. 10 yards is the difference between a 7-iron and a 9-iron on your approach shot. The scorecard notices even when you do not. The Pinnacle brand carries decades of recognition as an accessible mainstream option. The data says accessible and slow. The greenside performance is in line with its distance numbers, among the worst in the entire field. If you are playing Pinnacle because it is cheap, the Srixon Soft Feel at $23 a dozen delivers a dramatically better test result at a comparable price point. There is no performance argument for the Pinnacle Soft in the 2025 data. Bridgestone E12 HiLaunch. The HiLaunch designation is accurate. This ball launches high. High launch off the tee, high launch off the irons, high launch off the wedges. The problem is that high launch combined with low spin produces the opposite of what most golfers need around the greens. A ball that floats, lands soft, and releases rather than checks. In the Today's Golfer 2025 test, it finished 4th worst of the entire 62 ball field. The E12 is Bridgestone's entry-level offering, and the HiLaunch compounds the design limitations with a cover that cannot generate competitive greenside spin. Bridgestone makes genuinely excellent tour balls. The Tour B RX and Tour B XS both perform well in independent testing at the right swing speeds. The E12 HiLaunch is a different product category wearing the same brand name. Srixon UltiSoft. Srixon's best balls are among the highest rated in independent testing. The Z-Star Diamond finished near the top of the 2025 MyGolfSpy field across multiple categories. The UltiSoft finished tied for 2nd worst. The UltiSoft is an ionomer 2-piece ball at the entry level of Srixon's range. Today's Golfer 2025 robot test placed it in the bottom 5 of the entire 62 ball field, tied with the MaxFly Soft Fly with an average ranking of 56 across all tested performance categories. Distance is below average. Greenside spin is among the lowest in the test. The only advantage the UltiSoft offers is price, and at $23 a dozen, the Srixon Soft Feel from the same brand dramatically outperforms it in every category that matters. The brand name creates a halo that the product does not deserve. Wilson makes the Triad, one of the most underrated, best value urethane balls in the 2025 test field. They also make the Duo Soft, which finished 4th worst in the Today's Golfer 62 ball robot test with an average ranking of 55. The Duo Soft is marketed on feel, the softest feel in the Wilson lineup, engineered for golfers who want the gentlest response off every club face. What the test confirmed is that ultra-soft construction trades away spin and distance in ways that cost golfers on every shot except the putt. Low driver distance, low greenside spin. The softest feel in the bag is not an asset if the ball cannot hold the green or carry the bunker. Wilson's own better products, the Triad and the Staff model, are in completely different performance tiers from the Duo Soft. The same brand name is doing different jobs, and the marketing never tells you which job the Duo Soft is actually built for. The 3 that are actually worth it. The 2025 data is unambiguous about what works. Every high-performing ball in the test has one thing in common: a urethane cover. The greenside spin gap between urethane and ionomer in the 2025 test was nearly 4,000 RPM from top to bottom. That gap is not a preference, it is physics. The TaylorMade TP5 led the entire 2025 field for 35-yard wedge spin at 6,026 RPM, the highest stopping power of any ball tested. At $55 a dozen, it is not cheap, but it delivers what every ball on this list promises and fails to produce. The MaxFly Tour X at $39.99 a dozen punched above its price point in the 2025 test, delivering short game spin numbers not far from tour level performance while leading the entire field in driver distance, 3 PGA Tour wins in 2025. The price gap versus the Pro V1 is $15 a dozen. The performance gap in the robot test is negligible. The Kirkland Signature Performance Plus at $17.50 a dozen produced 8,043 revolutions per minute of backspin on wedge shots in independent TrackMan testing, more than the Pro V1's 7,245, a urethane cover at warehouse pricing. The 2025 MyGolfSpy test named it the great buy of the entire field. 7 famous brands. 7 documented performance failures the packaging never discloses. The logo on the box is not a performance guarantee. The robot test is. Which ball have you been playing? Drop it in the comments. Subscribe, we follow the data, not the advertising.